Welcome to another episode of the True Beast Podcast, brought to you by xdog.com, where you can find the world's greatest health enhancement harness for dogs, the X-Dog Fitness Vest. Exercising your dog has never been easier or more effective than with the X-Dog Fitness Vest. But what makes it the world's greatest health enhancement harness? Because it's not only going to get your dog physically in better shape, but mentally as well. Thousands of X-Dog Vest owners utilize it to address anxiety and behavior issues, including depression. Yes, dogs get depressed. So if you're looking to improve your dog's overall quality of life and enhance its health, be sure to check out xdog.com. And what episode is this? 57, 58? 57. Hell yeah.
Here we go. And today, people, we're going to be talking about a little bit, two things, both pivoting and being hard-headed.
Yeah.
Those two things, man, a lot of times we get stuck in our own ways, or sometimes we think we're right and we don't want to listen to. For one, if you're running a business, follow the money.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're selling things, and we want this other thing to sell, but it's not making any money. So we keep marketing, investing, and it's just, you got to move on. So how many times have you had to pivot here at X-Dog?
How many times? I can't count how many times. We just recently started pivoting.
That's the point. That's the point of this episode. So it was one of those things, the vest itself.
Well, so for example, this month alone, we've made about 5 pivots.
5 pivots.
Yeah.
And what have you learned from those pivots?
We haven't learned anything quite yet, but we're about to learn them. And so, for example, with Amazon, instead of just doing Amazon and managing ourselves, we hired a firm. And a firm that is goal-oriented and super exceptional and have a great portfolio. When it comes to ad management on social media, we also hired an expert who manages a $500,000 a month portfolio currently for a $50 million company. Yeah. And they looked into our account and they're like, damn, this is a gold mine, you know? And so I'm excited about that. We built a relationship with a resort / rescue, right? Yeah. That's going to help us offer clinical studies and to take our vest to the next level and also be able to capture a new audience.
And when they said it was a gold mine, break that down for the people a little bit, because what happens sometimes, people, is your business is doing good, and then they see where your challenges are. And sometimes there's no business opportunity. With X-Dog, there is a business opportunity to say, hey, there's some things you guys could do a lot better here.
Well, yeah, what I mean by gold mine, I mean, obviously I chase purpose, right? Yeah. For them, what they meant by being a gold mine, when you're, like, for example, doing a funnel, right? Yeah. Especially on social media, it's one thing to compete in a category of dog food, right? Like, say, like, if you're into fitness, it's going to be pretty challenging and competitive, right? You're talking about just dog leashes and collars. But we have a product that we're the only company that has it. Yeah. You know, and so they're like, oh, there's no competition. One of one. And there's a huge opportunity to impact countless amounts of dogs. So when they say it, I'm like, okay, I'm thinking impact. They're thinking commissions. You know what I mean?
Hey, everybody needs to be motivated to do something.
Yeah, exactly. And so it works.
But they can only still get commissions if they saw the opportunity in the product.
Yeah.
So it's still based on belief.
Yeah, absolutely. They have to believe in the mission, or their funnels won't work. You know what I mean?
So then let's talk a little bit about patience then too, because now you're saying, hey, I love when people, you know, respectfully put in the idea, like the facts of the work. So you said, hey, we haven't seen anything yet. Yeah. Some people would fugazi. They gas up like, oh, no, we don't know yet, but I believe if we walk down this road, we're going to figure some things out here. So what is it that you hope to learn walking down this road in this most recent pivot?
Well, I'm hoping to learn that we don't have to troubleshoot and spend hours and hours and hours on Amazon trying to figure shit out. We have an expert team, right? Yeah. As far as funneling goes, I've never done funneling, and so for a product, and so this is going to be a new venture for us. But I'm hoping to reach a huge audience of dog owners that we've never touched before. You know, and so again, we'll start on Friday with Amazon. That's why I don't know how well it's going to work yet. Yeah. I just know that we had done an audit, and through that audit, if we just accomplish what we want to accomplish through that audit, it's going to enhance the hell out of our Amazon account. And then when it comes to funneling, we're going to start, they're actually working on that. And that takes about 90 days because in the peak of 90 days, you're looking at trying to the cost of acquisition per client, right? And so when you're in a very, very competitive market, that cost of acquisition is huge. So let's say if we're to invest 50 grand in the next 90 days into this funnel, we're looking to break even and acquiring, our goal is to acquire at least 1,000 new clients, based on our average sale currently. Now, and people go, why would you do that just to break even? Because I'm banking on the 90 days, creating a funnel that's going to continuously do that to break even. But then on the next round, we're going to profit off that, right? Yeah. At the same time, I'm banking on, that's why I had to get fired up today, because I'm banking on consumer experience as our real product. When an individual invests into the X-Dog Vest, they're getting a point of contact. They now have a resource of someone who's going to be, or a company or a product or a brand that's going to help them increase the quality of life of their dog. That's our mission. We want to eliminate dog obesity, right? Yeah. And so in order to eliminate dog obesity, we got to work with as many dog owners as possible, and so there's a lot of dog owners out there.
So let's talk about that evil word that we all have heard many, many times, audit.
Audit, yeah.
I think the negative connotation with it is, oh God, here comes the IRS.
Yeah.
The positive side of it is you should audit your life every now and then and really take a look at where value's being added and where value's being reduced.
Sure. Yeah.
And hold people, including yourself, responsible. So how many times, a buddy, one of my older mentors, super wise, and he said, Trev, I told my brother once, you need to purge. And The Purge, it's a great movie. Yeah. Great little series, but when you think about purging, it's getting rid of all the things you don't need.
Yeah.
And freeing yourself from the toxins, if you would.
Sure.
So how often would you say somebody needs to either audit their business or audit their life?
Weekly, daily. You need to I think you should reflect every day on your life, and what's bringing value and what's not bringing value. I think I think you should audit yourself every day. Realistically, probably if you were look at your business, I would audit it monthly, what's working, what's not working, and go all in on what's working and remove what's not working, But yeah, I think you're right. I saw a thing when people talk about the IRS and they think audit and IRS, when you talk about stuff like that, it's like, why don't cancel culture cancel them motherfuckers? goddamn. But the only people I have to worry about that is people not running a business correctly.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I don't ever worry about shit like that. But I think you should, I did a post the other day where it's you set rules, boundaries, and limitations with dogs. You also should do that with people too, because if you have the wrong people in your circle and they're not on the same mission and they don't value the same things that you value, they'll kill your culture. They will kill it. It's a cancer.
There are so many people that are around people that are literally making them sick.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
I have no clue why you would ever want to pick up the phone and talk to somebody you can't stand.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't get it. I even know a person, I said this before in another episode, who wanted to talk to a therapist about managing toxic people in their lives. I said, why don't you just get rid of them? And the thought never crossed their mind to get rid of them. I said, oh, God, you must love toxicity then.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to manage it. I'm not going to deal with it. I don't have the energy for it.
Who does?
Some people do live in that drama state of being.
Yeah.
Which is why audit's necessary. So from an energy standpoint, what's one of the things you reflect on daily to ensure that your energies are being sustained so you can continue to come in and positively impact X-Dog and other people that believe in your product and anything else you're doing here?
That's a great question. Energy is, I'm consciously aware of energy every day. Going into a meeting today, for example, I'm not here to bitch at people. I'm not here to rant at people and boss people around. I do want to inspire, because we talked about in the last episode, there's a difference between being a leader and being like a boss compared to somebody who is inspiring people. My goal is to inspire dog owners, right? I want to inspire them to exercise their dog, because I truly believe in the benefits of daily exercise. At the bare minimum, throw the vest on your dog, right? But the bare minimum. Obviously, we want them to do more than that, And so, as far as energy, I focus on that every day.
So that's one of the things that you reflect on constantly is managing your energies.
Yeah.
And what is one of the things that you've learned over the years, even previous, that drained your energies?
Having the wrong people around you. It's just the bottom line, man. You have to audit your circle. We talk about it all the time. When you guys come over, we're just we're all mission driven. We all have a mindset of goal of impacting people's lives. So when we're together, it's fuck, man. We feel like we can climb every fucking mountain in the world, right? And then you get around the wrong people, you're bitching and complaining and ranting and blah blah. nipped it in the butt. Like, we're not making any more excuses. No more excuses. I don't want to hear why shit didn't get done. It's either got done or did not get done. And if it didn't get done, that there's a problem. And, you know, we embrace problems. And so problems are identifiers. And you come with at least 3 solutions. Don't come with an hour of fucking ranting and complaining. You know, like, that doesn't solve shit.
No, man, I'm going through the same shit right now. Personally, I mean, I literally I have to remove myself from the situation because I got to protect my energy most importantly. Mm-hmm. I mean, because your judgment and everything get clouded really, really, really quickly. Yeah. And of course, in the wrong energy, you can grow stagnant as well too. And right now, in the state of progress that we're all in, like, I can't have that. So I got to make sure I remove myself from that situation. And 2, you got to think about this as leaders, right? Or just people in general. If it's our fault, people are only going to do what we allow them to do to us, for right? Sure. Like, and so, like, you know, like, you got to set those boundaries. Like, I ain't got time for that shit. Like, you want to, like, I think you do a great thing. You press play, post. What you're saying?
I press play and post, man.
Yeah, you don't feed into the comments and shit like that.
Oh no, and you know, it's funny because I sent someone who was with me recording the video of me carrying ego, right? Yeah, and it got like 5 likes before. Yeah, that's got 29,000 likes. Yeah, and it's got a dumb amount of views. So my it's not even a theory. It's like if I get caught up on even focusing on, like, hey, who's listening, what they saying, it's like there's things that I want to do. Yeah. So I wrote out myself a plan. I'm going to hit these 67 steps. And I'm going to stay focused on that. Yeah. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, I try 60 times to get it right. And it just so happened, guess what? It start working. Yeah. And it start feeding. And keep in mind, I say this all the time, there's more viewers than doers. Yeah. So there are people that are scrolling, might as well give them something to watch. Yeah. A reason to come back. So if you're doing less, like, oh, I can't post that much, fuck it, I don't give a shit. Yeah. I've looked up literally with 5, 10, 15 likes, and you turn around, you're talking 1.1 million views. Yeah. And the page is, slowly but surely begins to grow. Yeah. So pivoting is, I've walked into a business and thought I knew everything once. Yeah. And I remember a guy telling me exactly what needed to happen, and I followed his lead. Yeah. Being hard-headed, old saying is, a hard head makes a soft behind. Yeah. And people, if you don't know, if you've ever been around great people, then you know what it's like to be picked up. And I mean, sometimes literally. Yeah. I ran the Warrior Dash once, for instance, and there was a big kid. He said, Trev, you gonna run with us? And if they ask, I go, fuck, I got to do this now. Yeah. Because that's my rule. They ask, and I'm going to say, yeah, I'm always going to be there for the kids. So I end up running. I haven't ran, let alone fucking 3 miles at a time, which is heavy working out.
Someone like you is built with fast twitch fibers. You're not built for long distance. And people don't understand that shit.
14 obstacles. By the 3rd one, you're soaked in mud. Yeah. Your shoes are fucking 5 pounds. Yeah. I don't even swim like that, but I can swim laps, and we get in this lake, and I'm like almost drowning because I'm so tired. I can swim, but I'm so tired. And I remember Jay, this is a high school kid. He grabbed my arm and helped pick me up over. And I'm never going to forget that, because when we talk about settings, I got 5 kids on my phone. The best people I've ever been around are those young men. Yeah. Jack's here, just got here last night. He's one of the kids that's been around since he's 16. He's like 23 now. Yeah. That being said, I literally remember being around such good energy and such positive faces. They're still wandering at this time still. The world hasn't fucked with them yet. Yeah. And my job was to make sure that they never fell into the trap of society, let alone believing this is it. Yeah. So I remember literally being picked up by a 17-year-old kid and helped before I fucking drowned. Yeah. And making it through the race with this young man. And I tell you, it was a blast. But that just goes back to having the right people around. Yeah. I've always been better when I'm around better people. Sure. And they're always going to be better. The kids are always better than us. Yeah. They always will be, man. And I believe that wholeheartedly.
Yeah. When you think about kids, man, like, they're programmed. Yeah.
Well, actually, they're unprogrammed until they get programmed. Yeah. The minute you start telling them, no, don't touch it, that's when they start creating these parameters that basically are defined by your fears. Yes. I love a fearless child. He's, hey, leave that man alone. He's trying to figure it out. Yeah. He falls down, he'll get up. Yeah. He needs to hurt himself every now and then. Yes. He needs to know the ground's there. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's the part where everybody's trying to protect people so much so they're forgetting, hey, the ground's there. You'll be okay. Yeah. Just get the fuck up. Yeah. That's the big thing.
Yeah, you're right. And that's again, you have to take these mind pivots too,
Absolutely. So what's one of the pivots that you've had to take? Because I know we've talked about leadership quite a bit as well. Yeah. And you learning how to be a better leader, and leading, it takes a lot of fucking patience. Yeah. Oh man, more patience than you think, because if you get into a bossy state of being, you don't drive a result. Yeah. You just get into an argument with a bunch of people. Yeah. But if you lead both by example and through communication, what are some of the things that you've learned that really works for you and others?
You just got to you have to lead by example all the time. It's relentless when you're a leader, right? Like I can't tell somebody to have their office clean if my fucking office is shitty. You know what I mean? Like, and I got to lead by example. I got to be first one here, last one to leave. And another pivot we just made is I made a decision. We're just going to move forward on this showroom, right?
Yeah.
And I'm kind of working on something where I need to come up with a demo type store because I want to eventually start opening other locations. Like I figure we need about 2,000 square feet, maybe 1,500, 1,700 square feet. Most store locations have those over in all areas. So I could see us opening up in like areas like Frisco, Plano, Allen, some of those up McKinney, all over Dallas, right? Even Dallas. And I think we can do those and start impacting more people's lives, especially dog owners' lives, is being able to walk in these locations. But what I caught myself, that should have been done months ago here. Yeah. And I was like, I'm waiting for shit to be perfect. Fuck that. Let's just go ahead and start get in motion, And so we started getting in motion. I'm like, I'm putting a deadline. I want to start taking foot traffic in July. And so getting a sign outside, having Steven start doing online marketing because we get a lot of foot traffic and we don't even market. Like people are like, are you guys open? Like they're wanting to come in. There are people who are inspired to, enhance their dog's life.
Yeah. And that's just a small drive, And a lot of people don't have as much to do as they think they do.
Yeah.
And if it's one thing that they could do normally to better their dogs, I'm quick to jump down the street, go to Pet Supply Plus and get whatever I need.
Yeah.
If the dogs are in need of anything to be clear. So that's good. That's good. We need deadlines. We need in fact twos. And, the people who started LinkedIn, Reed Hoffman, they all had a bet when they started LinkedIn and they put, hey, how many people are you going to subscribe or sign up the first day?
Yeah.
And the guy with the lowest number one, it was like 1,500 people.
Yeah.
But they had thought it was going to do this great thing. Now, mind you, years later, it sold for about $67 billion to Microsoft. But the one thing he said that prevents people from prevailing is that one thing, waiting till it's perfect.
Yeah.
He said you can make iterations, so you got to get it out there because you never know what people want. And don't be afraid to talk about your ideas because you'd be surprised. A lot of people, even if they steal a portion of it, they can't finish it.
Yeah.
And that's the other challenge too, because you tried to steal $2,000 from me. I was going to give you $2 million.
Yeah.
If you just stuck to the plan, but you didn't know the plan, you just heard an idea and try to run with it. So you can't fear competition either.
Yeah, I heard a saying the other day about competition. It's not competition that prevents you from growing. It's your obsession of your competition that will prevent you from growing. I don't care anymore about competitors. Like there's tons of supplement companies, there's tons of dog food companies. People are buying into our culture, our brand. They are inspired and they want to be part of our team and mission. They want to be able to say, I am a part of eliminating dog obesity. We're developing a culture of overachieving dog owners. And that's what I want to do. Like, it's kind of weird. Like like a lot of people are afraid to post their dogs in tools. And it seems like we're now going into a transition period. Cause 5 years ago,
go back. Why were they afraid?
Well, because like you would post your dog on a slap mill and you would have all these fucking fur moms, and fur dads fucking, you're forcing the dog to fucking run your bitch. Like we've now figured it out. Like if your dog is not being exercised and it's overweight, that's abuse. That's abuse, and now you have like TikTok and Instagram and all these social media platforms are now fighting back, and it's like, no, you're the abuser. You know what I'm saying? Your dog's lethargic. Your dog's lazy. Your dog is more at risk of having health related issues if you don't exercise your dog. And you're a piece of shit dog owner. And if you're a piece of shit dog owner, then exercise your fucking dog.
Yeah, I'm with you 100% there, man. I'm not arguing. That's why, mind you, I see the comments. I mean, I even saw a woman more recently, and she said, why would you have your dog out in that heat? I'm carrying him on my back, right? Why would you have him? You don't be out there. And I'm like, woman, I work out from 3 to 6 in the sun at the hottest point in Dallas with a sweatshirt on.
Yeah.
That's not make believe. Why am I talking carrying a dog on my back in the middle of the fucking summer if I'm not out there?
Yeah.
I'm not playing make believe. I'm in the back of a 3-mile park with I gotta walk a mile to get close to the car again.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I do this. I literally. Buddy came up and said, hey, now we got to go do our 2 miles. I mean, I just left Calvin. Like, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So stop it. Now, if we want to get into the winner real quick.
Sure.
All right. Yep. So this week's question is going to be coming from, we have 5 people who asked this question. Okay. So we have at Pincher Pack. We have at Bullies and Kings.
Okay.
At Nipsey _BPC. And then we also have at everett.smith.1253 and at big_gym_studios_official.
Oh man, boy, y'all got some Instagram names.
I know, bro.
Hey, the shorter the Instagram handle, the easier you are to find. Like that's
this
just
is facts, man. This is the facts, man. But
same with your URLs, guys. Like your fucking URLs are so long.
But the question this week is going to be, can the vest be worn during the summer without the dog overheating?
Yes and no. Yes, it can be worn in the summer in a climate controlled area. Like I did a video yesterday, right? Like there's a video yesterday where how I was able to exercise your dog, how to exercise your dog in the summer, right? And there's things you got to be consciously aware. Of course, you don't want to just have a harness in general. It doesn't matter if it's X-Dog vest or not. You don't want to have your dog out in the heat, whether it has a harness or not. You got to be consciously aware, right? For example, Bravado's an American bully. Like he won't go outside. Like he'll go outside to use the restroom, but he's like, man, put me back in the AC. I got to be consciously aware of how much I work him out. Triton yesterday, I was able to do like 5 or 6 tosses of the ball playing fetch. I let him play with the jolly ball for 5 minutes. I put the cooling gel packs inside of his vest, and he had 10% on his, almost 10% of his body mass on, and he was cooked. 10 minutes. Would he have stayed out there longer? You got to be aware, man. I know I've heard of some Malinois that work so hard, even that they'll kill themselves. You know,
Sheesh.
like they'll work so hard. So you got to understand your breed, right? You got of course, if you have a Frenchie, you don't throw the vest on him in the middle of fucking 100 degrees and just throw him outside. Yeah. You know, that's being a lazy dog owner. This is a tool, right? Like it's a tool. So, that's one of the great things about this vest, right? Let's say it's really hot outside. You can throw this vest on inside on your dog and then have them inside in a climate control area, and you get a health improving workout. Yeah. Period. You know, our goal is to make exercising your dog easy, but not like where you're not consciously aware. Like you should be interacting with your dog. Yeah. So that would be my answer. Yes, your dog will overheat if you have the X-Dog vest, harness, or even without a harness on. How many dogs fall off in the summertime that they're just kept outside? Yeah. You know?
Yeah. There you go. I mean, well, I think that answers the question. Yeah. So you going to spin the wheel?
Yep, absolutely. Gonna spin
wheel of fortune.
Good luck.
Oh, shit. Who we got?
And the winner is... barely... at everett.smith.1253. You are the winner.
Congratulations. I'm interested in seeing what kind of dog they have. Welcome to the team, though. Yeah. You get a V3 camo vest along with a matching leash and collar, True Beast leash and collar. So, man, I cannot wait to see your dog in that for sure.
There you go. Unbox it, shoot a video, tag us, man, and we'll share, put it in the story.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Awesome, man.
Now, back to pivoting, man. So, moving forward here, what's the big goal here, man? What's the big goal? I know the big pivot was bringing the health side of this thing to the table. So, you know, and then to that point, trying to basically define what that looks like. Yeah. Both for X-Dog and the dog users, owners, handlers, etc. Quick questions like the one we just answered. What's the future look like here at X-Dog, man?
Again, I want this to be as common as a leash and collar in every dog household. I think it's that important of a tool, right? It's like the bottom line is like, let's say you have a dog and you are a great trainer, right? And your dog has, for example, you exercise them daily, you train them daily. Eventually, they're going to plateau, right? So how do you break those plateaus? Well, with resistance training, right? But then also, I did a post the other day where a dog, I forget what kind of breed it is. It looked like a whippet. It could have been a little greyhound. I could be wrong. But the dog was in dock diving, right? Jumped like 14 feet 1 inches. That was his best jump prior to it. Had almost a career-ending leg break.
Shit.
Rehabilitated with the X-Dog vest, came back and jumped 17.9. So now it's
rehabilitated using the weights, walking, running, doing all that stuff.
Utilizing the X-Dog vest. Did a post on it. I screenshotted the post and then reposted it. And so it's like now, you know, like I've said before, a lot of people utilize the vest for rehabilitation purposes. And so again, we're still at the very beginning stages of what this tool can actually do. You know, we started out with building muscle, increasing performance. And next thing you know, we're into anxiety. Now we're into behavior issues. Now we're into lowering the risk of health-related diseases. Now we're into dealing with mental health in dogs. Dogs have depression, you know, and a dog that is lethargic around the house is probably dealing with some type of depression. And we've taken a dive into the ex-dog vest giving a dog a job, you know, and understanding the importance of why your dog is having destructive behavior issues, and going in, and now we're going to start working with rescues on and daycares, because those are probably the most stressful situations. I mean, imagine
for the dog, to be clear.
Yeah, and think about this: you're taking your dog and you're saying, "Here, meet all these other strangers you've never met before. We're going to detach you from your pack." You know what I mean? And then throw you in a room.
Yeah, and that'd be frightening for anybody, to be clear. If you left a child, which is basically what a dog is, regardless of how old it is, in a room along with other kids, maybe it conforms and gets used to it, but when people walk in, it's always going to be a little uncomfortable.
Oh, it's always, I mean, it's the most stressful situation a dog can probably be put in, you know?
There you go.
And then when you talk about rescues, there's a lot of rescues out there where they don't have time to exercise their dogs adequately, you know? And so being able to take some of these vests and donate them and get them in those hands of those rescues I think is going to be pretty important, because when you have a mentally satisfied dog being presented compared to a dog who is, you know, strung out and shit like that, the likelihood of them being rescued or adopted is going to probably be less, I would assume.
Well, I know that one of the things that helped open your mind a little bit is when you got out there to that Caesar retreat, per se.
Yeah.
And you got to see how they were using. So one thing I would tell people as well, get out and put whatever you're creating in as many hands as possible to see how people see things. Creativity, sometimes our creativity is limited by what we see, what's in front of us.
Yeah.
And then when you get there and you say, oh, you guys are using it like this, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And they've got a whole system around your idea that you never potentially even thought of at the time, but it was like, oh, there's another step to this thing. And it's like, damn, there's 5 more steps to this thing.
Yep.
And now realistically, it can be anything.
Well, that segues into the other pivot. Like, so we talk about, I had about 5 pivots this month, right? We looked to improve Amazon. We did a pivot on Amazon. We did a pivot when it comes to our marketing on social media. We did a pivot when it comes to the store. We did a pivot by partnering up with a rescue and resort and daycare. And the 5th pivot is updating our website. Yeah. Making our website more educational, putting product videos on there, and putting more information on the site. So when somebody comes there, it's going to be convenient for them and simplified on how the vest can enhance their dog's overall quality of life.
Yeah. There you go, people. Well, again, go ahead and hit them with the closer. Hopefully you learned something.
Oh, I got a would you rather.
Oh, yeah, let's do the would you rather.
Yeah.
Okay, that's his thing.
Would you rather, right? Okay, so would you rather live 10 more years living your dream life or 30 more years chasing your dreams?
Ooh, probably chasing my dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah, chasing my dreams.
I had to
think about that for a
10 years
second.
seems kind of short. I deal with anxiety.
I wasn't even thinking about it. I think I'd get bored if I was living it.
Yeah.
But the chase, like, think about what keeps Elon and
the
Kanye,
pursuit,
like,
right?
it's like they're losing their fucking mind because whatever they get to, like, oh, you got enough, it's like, shut up.
Yeah.
So it's like the chase is what keeps you going.
I mean, you look at someone like Eli, who's got all the money in the fucking world. He doesn't need more money, right?
No,
like,
exactly.
He's chasing, Jeff Bezos. He's chasing, right? Like,
it's more to this thing called life, people, and I hope you figure that out sooner than later.
Yeah.
But it's not even like when you got it, okay, I'm financially good. I ain't got to ever worry about paying a bill, the tax man coming. I could literally throw $1 billion away in taxes and I'll still survive because I don't need a lot. What I need is change.
Yeah.
I have to make that. And that's what, for me, would be more interesting. Living the dream.
For 10 years, though, everything you want to do.
Trust me, as I said before, there's only 7 wonders of the world.
Yeah.
Once you get out and do it, there's nothing else.
Yeah.
There's really like nothing else. You want to go see a fucking mountain, after you see about 10 miles, they all the same.
Well, what's your dreams? What's your dream goal? Like, what's your dream life? What would you consider your dream life?
For me, never stop working.
Yeah.
That's the only dream I have, is like that whole me sitting on the beach drinking a mojito, kill yourself.
Yeah.
I have no interest in that. I need to create things that continue to change the world. That's it. That retired thing.
But what if you're spending 10 years every single day changing the world? That's your dream, right? Every single day, 10 years, you're impacting and changing the world and growing.
I don't think this.
Because it takes more than 10 years. I know that.
Yeah, I know. You tell. But you project a year of just developing a person.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what happens on average. That's why I post that.
But what I'm saying, you're living the dream.
but that's a part of the dream. Everything else is the part of the dream that I think I enjoy the most is not knowing what's happening.
Yeah.
It's not knowing what tomorrow might bring or what's coming.
But you're going to do that for 10 years.
That's not long enough.
That's what I'm saying, man. 10 years ain't long enough, man. If you really think about it, bro. I mean, think about how long it took you to build X-Dog.
You love life. But no, I'm just this is a question.
That's a good question. That's a good one.
Let's say you are in the dream. Like you're a billion, you got billions of dollars.
I'm already living the dream. I've been living that for a long time. I've already outdid my dad. Everything that I was supposed to not be, I've become that and better. So if it was about a dream or a dollar or a female or a house and stuff, it'd be a short dream.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite Drake songs is Trophies. What's the move? If I was doing this for you, I have nothing else to prove.
Yeah.
Like if I was really dreaming, I've been dreaming. Because everything I've seen,
But are you really dreaming? Like,
so my favorite quote is a quote from T.E. Lawrence, and he talks about the dreamers of the day versus the dreamers of the night. It's the dreamers of the day you have to worry about because those men wake up to execute. It's the dreamers at night that live in the dusty recesses of their mind. Like that's like, and you know what? That's come off of a video game. I was playing Uncharted. I saw that quote. It fucked me up. I've always lived by that quote because I dream in the day.
Yeah,
so what's probably why it sucks for me to sleep.
What's your end goal like then? So like, what's your end goal as far as like, what is one thing you really want to accomplish?
I already have, man. And that's for me. I've been good to a lot of good people and I've watched people go on to do great things. So I call them my kids, but Hobbs, I said, guys, the reason why I don't walk off a bridge is because I know what it would do to you guys. Yeah. But I don't have nothing else to prove, man. I don't care about no money, cars, clothes, and hoes. Y'all know that. You can't force me to do nothing. Nothing pisses me off in that way. I'm like, I got to motivate prove you wrong.
What's your vision behind the mission of your brand as far as like, these supplements and stuff then?
Well, for one, I told Jamarcus and some others, I said, you guys don't know what it's like to be successful. Mm-hmm. And I see a goodness in him. And I believe he should be able to see what success looks like. Yeah. So part of the whole reason of me pushing as hard as I've never pushed before is to make sure he gets a taste or a chance to see what it's like on the other side. Yeah. I've already lived there. I've literally flown on private jets. I've had everything taken care of. I made $200,000 a year when I was 24 years old. Mm-hmm. And I didn't even deserve it. And the guy paid me that because he said, you're at least worth that. And I didn't get it. Yeah. I still didn't get it then. But I've seen the other side and worried about nothing. Yeah. And I come in contact with great people like yourself included. And I say, guys, there's so much more to this. Yeah. So I have this library of information, this will and this capability. And you go, and I love my dogs. Yeah. To be clear, dogs. I saved the picture from 11 years ago. A pit bull I had back in there. It looks like a bully today. Yeah. I've been at this thing with the dogs. They're always going to be a part of my life. So if there's one more way in which I can improve a person I come in contact with through something that means something to me, be it a dog, be it a human being, and I'm going to do everything I can to make them better. What about you, Jamarcus? What's your end goal? What's your dream?
Well, hey, man, I mean, to be honest, like as I've been going through this process as well, too, just trying to even find, what success looks like, as he, said, for me, it's being able to bring and give experiences, not only for myself, but more so for my son as well, too. Yeah. And that's, if I can have him on that side with me, just even being in the creative state that I'm being in, being able to have that ability. That's one thing I love about Elon is how for his kids, what he do, you don't have them in public school, man. He just basically lets them create and lets them use their mind.
How many kids does he have?
About 5.
Yeah.
5? Damn, I didn't even know was he married?
No, but even has one with Amber Heard.
Yeah.
Oh. Shit, I didn't know.
She defecated on my bed.
Yeah.
Johnny did it and she bust out laughing.
Like, where, it's like the talk on that, it's like, okay, you pissing on my bed is one thing, but, I drawing the line of having a shitty house.
She proceeded to defecate on my bed.
Yeah, man, that's so funny, bro. And oh, shit, Johnny Depp, bro. But yeah, man. But being able to have that ability to let my son even live that type of level of creativity as well, too, and just to see what this world has to really offer, man. Yeah. That's something that would truly, just make me near and dear. Yeah. At the end of the day, man. It's not, like you said, it's not about the money, cars, and clothes, because once you said, you get it, and yeah, it's great to have, but at the end of the day, I'd much rather just have the financial freedom just to go do as I please.
Yeah. Yeah. Good one, though, man. That was a good one.
Yeah, that was. That was a good one. Definitely had me thinking for a second there. I'm like, damn, man.
And yourself, though, which one would you choose? 30 or 10?
Yeah, I did 30 years. Yeah. I don't know what it is, man. I'd rather just kind of like struggle with the pursuit of chasing it, just like... but then again, I'm like, well, what if I eliminate dog obesity, and I've got it eliminated, and I'm sitting here living that dream of just I've eliminated dog obesity. What else do I find a new purpose? I wonder if I'm going to find a new purpose, if I'm living that dream.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you will. If you're any part of you is creative, that's what they all did. Elon sold the first phone book online. He sold it for $300 million. You go down the line, Cuban and the rest of them, they solve problems, they move on. They solve problems, they move on. Cuban just did the pharma thing. You go down the line. It's not, your
it's
purpose. It's
never enough.
Your purpose is to compete. That's the bottom line. It's like, hey, am I really? No, I'm competitive as shit. Yeah. That's the bottom line. And whatever I'm doing, I'm going to win. That's that.
Well, good. Well, guys, I hope you found some golden nuggets out of this episode. Again, like, share, subscribe. Leave us reviews and stuff. That helps us out a lot, man. We don't ask for nothing outside of just doing that. And congratulations to the winner of the contest. I think we're going to do one more. So you got one more opportunity to get your question asked. And, if not, man, we're going to start. You guys asked some remarkable questions. I got a lot of content to offer just after these contests. There's so many questions I need to answer, and you guys are playing a pivotal part in helping us educate and take that pivot and improve our site and educate more dog owners. We need more overachieving dog owners like you. And so if you want to be part of our team and mission, go to teamxdog.com. And, we're looking for those who have already invested in the product, believe in the mission, and believe in the vision of eliminating dog obesity. So thank you again for tuning in. And as always, Team X Dog Strong.